Yeah, welcome back. I mean, this is it's an exciting time of year. We're extremely happy to be back on the ice. The summer was too long, after a disappointing playoff round against Vegas. But we're back. It's a new year. Everything's fresh. We're really excited about the team. We feel we've got a really good mix of veteran players, kind of the guys in that middle tier, the Boldies, Fabers, Rossies, and then we've got a group of young players that we're really excited about that we feel can make our team and make an impact. So, obviously there's Kirill situation where I believe you guys will probably be asking questions about that, we'll get to that. But today really is about kicking off a new season. It's about the team. It's about establishing ourselves early in the season, getting off to a good start, and making a push for the playoffs. And our ultimate goal is to win the Stanley Cup. And I think this is a year that we've all been waiting for. It was kind of a tricky summer with the rise in the salary cap and a lot of players signing with their own teams, which kind of limited the free agent pool. There weren't many trades going on, but we do remain pretty flush with cap space and gives us some flexibility, which is always a good thing when we're going into the season. And it's just it really helps to just operate, and it's going to be nice to be involved in different things going forward.
Let's start with this. Maybe on the whiteboard in the office. How many jobs, ballpark, are up for grabs for Cam?
Unknown caller.
Royce's is.
Royce, geez, God. That's his CB radio. He's going to skewer me now. Listen, there are always jobs available. This is the best league in the world. This is the most competitive league in the world. This is a very competitive business. And if you want to make it in this league, sometimes you have to play well enough to take somebody's job. Glenn Sather always had a great quote saying, if you can take Wayne Gretzky's job, I'll give it to you. But nobody ever could. So, but that's the name of the game. So if you're a younger player or trying to make your way, you've got to come in and take somebody's job. And if you play that, and that's what we always look for too. It's healthy competitiveness, because if we're not looking to kick the older guys out, but you have to keep up with it. You have to keep earning your spot, and that's the way you get better. If younger players come in and demand more ice time and bigger roles, then that makes our team deeper and it makes us better. So we encourage the healthy competition, within the structures of our team.
Carl, sorry, I'm still laughing at the CB radio line.
Yeah.
Carl, I mean, how would you characterize the conversation, and where do you see things now?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's. I'm not gonna. These negotiations are private. I can't really get into it. Things are fine. The most important thing is that we want to sign Kirill. He's our franchise player. We want to keep him here. He's a big part of our team. We're working towards that. We're doing the best we can, and hopefully we'll get there sooner than later. But today's about more about the team and getting off on the right foot.
Bill, are you clear in those negotiations what he wants? Does your side know what he's seeking?
Yeah, like I said, Sarah, I'm not going to comment on stuff like that is meant to be private. It just doesn't help it doesn't help to try to do things publicly. That's why. Look, it's it's his life, it's his contract, it's his livelihood. I'm not gonna be out here telling you guys everything that's going on. It just doesn't help.
What's the frequent? I guess that was my question. You know that, not that you're going to tell it to us, but you're aware, like you have that understanding.
Like I said, I'm not telling you anything.
Is there a frequency? How often are you guys speaking? Are you able to share that at all?
I am not telling you.
Fair.
You guys know me. I like to be pretty honest with you, as honest as I can. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not telling you anything.
Bill, can I ask, how much is there a worry that other teams are doing some stuff that isn't allowed here? And what are your rights if that is happening?
Well, I would hope that they're not. We have protections from the league, and there's certain ways you do things and certain ways you don't. And like I said, we have protection. I'm not going to get into that. But if that was the case, then we'll handle it.
Bill, you said that the information that has gotten out didn't come from you, didn't come from Kirill's side. Do you think there are external forces trying to influence things?
Listen, I always, in today's day and age, people just make stuff up too, and they just throw things out there. Not everything written on social media is true. Not everything's false. But I can't help what other people do, and it's not important. What's important is our relationship with our players, from Kirill on down. And we can't let things like that get in the way of our relationship, of our negotiations, our business dealings, or trying to keep our players protected from stupid stuff.
How do you keep out the outside noise, Bill, as a team? Like, what do you
focus on the team?
Handle that.
We focus on the team. This is not the first time that this has happened. There's other players in the league that are going through it, other teams that are going through it. We are not special. We're not the only ones. We focus on the team and what's the task at hand, and that's getting off to a good start. Having another good training camp. You saw what it did for us last year. You know what? John's got everybody dialed in. They're all on the same page. That's what's really important right now.
Are you surprised that it's reached this point? I know before at the end of the season when we last spoke, it was, July 1 looks pretty good. There was a lot of confidence there. Are you surprised that he remains unsigned at this juncture?
Like I said, this is not the first time that this has happened. Like, this has been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
Well, in general, like both you and Craig have sounded optimistic or confident about the summer about getting something done with him. Like, in general, like what gives you that kind of optimism and confidence in terms of like your feelings about where you're and where he is?
Yeah, I guess there's two ways you could look at it. We could be confident and upbeat about it, or we could just come out and say, "Oh no, there's." I mean, what else are we going to say? Like, we know Kirill. We like Kirill. He's a great player. Why wouldn't we be confident? I mean, it's been a great relationship. So, I mean, we love the kid.
Do you have I know you don't want to talk about negotiations, but is there a timetable here that if all of a sudden this seems to be going nowhere, in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, that you have to start really looking at the future?
That would be part of the negotiations, though, right? And I'm not going to...
Right. But is there a concern about him playing and getting hurt?
I have concerns about that with every player, top to bottom, every time of year. And look, there are certain decisions I can't make for any player. Timetables and things like that I don't want to get into, but I'm always concerned for guys.
Bill, how well equipped is Kirill, you feel, to not let the contract distract from the hockey? Like, what for him individually?
Knowing him as well as I do, I mean, he's pretty tough kid, and I think when he puts his mind to it, he can focus. The thing about him is that he just loves hockey. He loves the game. He loves to compete, and I think he puts everything he has into it, and I think that really helps.
Bill, is this something league-wide, not just here? Because everybody's focused on Kirill's situation, but we see Edmonton with McDavid trying to get that done, and other teams now with the cap going up. Is there kind of another level of strategy going on with the agents and with teams trying to figure out how this fits in this new cap world?
Yeah, I can't speak for the agents, but yeah, like I said, look, Kirill is our player in Minnesota. The team loves him. The market loves him. Of course, everybody's focused on him. Like I said, we are not the only ones going through this. This has been happening for years and years and years, and we're not the only ones going through it this year. So, yeah, we're just not special in that regard. We're one of many teams that have this situation.
Bill, when you say you hope you get off to a fast start and the goal is to win the Stanley Cup, but at what point does this become a distraction towards that within the team?
It's only a distraction if we let it be one, and I don't foresee that happening. I mean, the guys are. I think when you're in the locker room, that's your teammate. That's his business. We just play hockey. So it'll be a distraction for you guys because I think you guys want to know everything, but we can't help that. It's only a distraction if we allow it to be.
Ask you about the scrimmage. I mean, first of all, in your history, is it harder for the team that didn't practice, or harder for the team that is
harder
tired?
for the team that didn't practice?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, it's awful.
Yet, they look great today. Tarasenko 3 goals and an assist. I mean, I know it's a scrimmage, but I mean, you've got to be happy that.
That line looks good.
Yeah. Seems like rumors of his demise are.
He's a good hockey player.
Yeah.
And he knows how to score goals. And I don't care if it's an inter-squad scrimmage on day one or, game 45 or first round of the playoffs. It just feels nice to score goals.
Yep.
Danila Yurov. Oops, sorry.
Bit of a pleasant surprise this morning to see Brodin out there. It wasn't expected, or at least talking to John days ago.
Yeah. Broads, it was good to see him out there just kind of being a part of things. He's still a little ways away, but, yeah. Anytime he's out there, we feel comfortable.
So the plan is to limit.
Contact.
Yeah.
He'll stay non-contact for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you going to ask?
I was going to ask about Yurov. What are your expectations for him? I know you saw prospects tournament still very early. He's adjusting, but how are things progressing for him?
Yeah, he had a smile on his face coming off the ice today. I think, he's still very young. This is his first experience with North American hockey. I think when he had a bit of deer in headlight look in the rookie tournament, but it's different. It's a different brand of hockey. There's a lot of different things going on. It's going to take him a little time to get used to that, but I think being out on the ice with, bless you, with a couple of the, being out there with Kirill and Vladdy, I think probably gave him a little more comfort. Being out there with kind of like the NHL caliber guys, ability to make plays and things happen a little bit easier. That will give him a little bit more comfort. As we go along, I just want to see him keep pushing himself to be as good as he can be, not dip his toe in. Just go out and play as well as he can without worrying about too much.
And you feel center still suits him the best, and that's where you're going to kind of keep him until you're forced to look at another option, I guess?
Yeah, I think so. And hey, look, there could be a situation where he kind of goes back and forth, and we'll see where he's best suited eventually. But right now, the plan is to keep him there.
Can you finalize, Bill, a role for Marc-Andre, or do you have to wait for his tryout to be over?
Who?
Marc-Andre.
Oh.
You have to have you finalized a job title for him?
No.
Does he have to get through his tryout first?
Yeah, he's got to get through all that first as the farewell tour continues.
Similar
No,
to you, right?
yeah. They couldn't get me out quicker. Listen, Flower...
Still couldn't miss day one of camp, I guess.
Yeah, he couldn't, no. Flower, when guys play that long, they need time. You need time to to be away from the rink a little bit, to do things that you haven't been able to do pretty much your whole life. But in the same time, you don't want to just hang around and not have a purpose, because that's probably one of the hardest things when you retire is finding your purpose. And we know our wives don't want us around the house just screwing things up, so it's good to get out and do something for yourself still.
Is Zuccarello in Group C, or is something up with him?
Yeah, Zuki's not going to be on today. Something's come up with him where he could be out for a little while. Came up in recent. I don't want to say weeks, but yeah, I guess weeks.
Uh-huh. When you say a while, are we talking start of the season?
Could be.
Okay.
It could be. Yeah, we're still kind of looking into it, but it could be something where he's out for the start of the season.
Could he need a procedure of some kind? Or is it
Don't know yet.
Upper, lower? That time of year?
Bill, is it kind of nice not to have to say you sent a guy back to Des Moines to save $80 on a salary cap like he did a few years ago?
Yes, yeah. Hey, $80 is $80, right? But no, that's the thing too. Is and it goes back to free agency this summer. We like having the flexibility. We like having the cap space. It gives us the opportunity to be able to do things as the season goes on, and to not have to, watch $80 or $1,000. It's nice. I mean, our deadline deal, we were down to like $12,000 of cap space, and that's why we had to add another player to create the space. But it'll be nice not to have to deal with that.
I feel like the goaltending tandem looks a little different than it has in past seasons. What do you need to do for Philip Gustafson to unlock that key to consistency and have a replica year as last season? And then, in turn, Jesper coming up, what are you expecting from him?
Well, I think this has been a good progression for Gus. Kind of, sharing the net with Flower, then taking over a little bit more, and then last year's the clear-cut one. I think this is going to be another step. Now he's a veteran. Now he's going to have to help Wally. Now they're going to have to create their own relationship and their own chemistry. But I think it puts Gus in a position of leadership, and he keeps getting better every year in a sense of his dedication to off ice training, his diet, things like that. He keeps maturing in that way. It takes all of us, different time frames, especially guys. Like, we're not the most mature people in the world, but he's really come a long way in the time that he's been here. And if you see him training in the gym, it's a completely different person than it was a couple of years ago. So I think he understands his place on the team and his responsibilities and how much he means to us.
When do you just start the discussions with him about a contract extension then, in turn?
I don't know.
Bill, after the playoffs and the offseason, kind of the perception of noise around Rossi, just how nice is it to see him centering Boldy and Kaprizov to start the scrimmage on day one? Yeah,
it's honestly it's great to see Marco out there. He looks great. He's excited. Again, like these contract negotiations that kind of linger out there, and it's all part of it. Like, it's not anything new. It just takes sometimes, as a player, you just have to wrap your head around a certain thing, and sometimes as a GM you have to do the same thing. So it's always just a process. It's not that it's never going to happen or it's bad blood or this or that. It's a process.
It seemed like training came in great shape. Are you looking to see what he carry over from the playoff version that you probably were anticipating when you signed him?
Yeah, you know what, he's lost quite a bit of weight. He looks built for speed. It's not just the haircut either. No, he looks good, and I think when it was the first real taste of what it's like to play in Minnesota for him. I think last year, and like how important it is and how much hockey means to this community. And I think he really just tried to deliver on his free agent contract. That's what guys do. They want to earn their money, and I think he got caught in that. By the end of the year, I think he was just more comfortable. Okay, this is my game. This is how I'm going to have success. And when he played that way, he was really impactful for us. So hopefully, hopefully that's still kind of fresh in his mind, and he can just pick up where he left off and be that imposing force on the forecheck and protect pucks and get to the net.
Speaking of picking up where you left off, I mean, Guerin, now that he had a lot of time in Iowa and had produced points with Zuccarello hurt, how big of an opportunity now is this for him?
It's huge. Mm-hmm. It's huge. That's that's what it is. Mm-hmm. And it's up to him to grab it. It's it's an incredible opportunity for him. It's unfortunate in the way sometimes these things happen with teammate being banged up, but that's the way the world works. Mm-hmm.
David Jiricek, what are you kind of looking to see from him at camp, and what is an expectation heading into the season?
Yeah, I mean we have high expectations for David, but it's more an understanding the team concept here, all the different situations that he's going to be put in. Last year was a really tough year for him. He's young. He loves the game. He's had some success, as an individual, but just getting him fine-tuned into the team aspect of it, and his attitude is unbelievable. He's always got a smile on his face. He's been here for a while now. He loved training here, so we're really excited about David.
What's his identity as a defenseman? I think we've seen flashes of him offensively in previous years, and like you saw him in the battle drills today, how physical he can be. What's his kind of ideal role in an NHL?
Yeah, honestly, I think he's going to be able to do a little bit of everything, really. I mean, because look at his size, his strength. He can play physical. He's got to bring that aspect out each and every night. He's got the ability to move the puck. I think when you have a guy like that has that ability, it's decision making. When to be the puck mover, when to just get it out. Defending hard. He's got a weapon of a shot. So he's got power play ability too. Whether that's I would think right now that would probably be second unit. But we'll see how he progresses. But he's got a lot of tools.
Bill, is there anything with your off and the younger guys? Is there anything you guys have learned from the development of the guys in that middle tier, like the Rossi Boldy, that you might apply?
If they're not ready, we're not going to force them. That's it. That's the biggest thing. I've, through my playing career and then through working in player development and over the years, you've seen it time and time again. If a player's not ready, he's not ready. That's okay. That's okay. The worst thing we can do is force feed a kid into the league, because this league is unforgiving. And, young players can lose confidence in an instant, and it can take months to get it back, or they might not ever. So you have to be really careful. And as much as we want them to be ready and impactful, if they're not, we have to make sure that we're doing the right thing for them.
You mentioned the maturity and the growth in Gus in terms of his conditioning, all stuff like that. From his performance standpoint, what have you learned the most about him as a number one goalie? I think they have that certain mindset a number one guy has, and it seemed like he's been able to kind of grab that.
Yeah, I think he's gotten a little. Sicky told him this is live, so I'm not supposed to swear. But he's got a little more FU in his attitude right now. When we first got him, and maybe first year and a half, he was willing to share the net. A little more easygoing like that. Now you can see it's more like no,
It's his.
yeah, I'm gonna compete for this thing. I'm gonna keep it. And I want to play the big games. That's a big difference.